Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and we're kicking off tonight's netball coverage as we do each week in the Western Eyre Netball Association. And Courtney Trowbridge is our correspondent in this comp to tell us everything we need to know. Good to speak with you again, Courtney. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Dan. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Business as usual in the Western Eyre Netball Association last weekend, pretty much as we predicted. So let's get into it. We'll start off with Western United Tigers beating Thevenard 61-24, maybe slightly bigger in the margin than we'd predicted, but pretty much spot on.
Yeah, Westies were probably always going to win this game, but definitely didn't expect it to be a 37-goal margin. Debbie started their lineup a little bit different. They started Hayley Jericho in centre, who normally plays in the defensive end. And she had quite a good first half through the centre. She matched up against Nakia Skinner. Westies took a 4-goal lead into quarter time, so 12-8, not a bad first quarter for Thevy there. Then in the second quarter, Westies definitely put their foot down. They were up by 16 at half time and then by 24 at three-quarter break. And then, just in the last quarter, they held Thevy just to the 3 goals and scored 16 of their own. So massive last quarter there. They did make a change in the last quarter. They put Durrani Hofrichter out to wing attack. She played a bit there over in Adelaide and at lock, representing Western Eyre, and they put Java Shippard back into goal shooter. So showing their versatility, even though they only have 7 in their team. Yeah, Thevy just not able to stick with them at all. Just very strong, fit, lots of defensive pressure and restricting Thevy just to 24 goals in a whole game, as well as scoring 61 themselves. Best players for Thevy were Lan Micken and Nikki Sleep, and for Westies were Jacinta Binstead and Durrani Hofrichter. Another big win and keeps them at the top of the table.
Undefeated on top of the table, and it was party time there in the fourth quarter by the sounds of things at Penong. So the Tigers are going along very nicely. We're going to talk more about them in just a moment because they've got a very exciting weekend coming up. But first, the other game over last weekend was Wirrulla beating the Sejuna Blues 46-36 again. Probably the result we expected, but maybe just not quite the margin we might have thought.
Yeah, I think just by looking at the scorecard, don't know much about the game itself. I think Blues had a good second half. Wirrulla took an 8-goal lead at quarter time, 14-6, and then kicked on to have a 29-16 lead at half time. And then, Blues able to work themselves back into the game a little bit, actually won the last quarter 10-6. Blues stuck with their lineup of running Taylor Collins through the centre and Casey Grenfell in defence, which sees Tori Ronan go into that goal shooter role. For Wirrulla, they were missing Sarah Evans, who I think has gone up to A-grade permanently now. So Hayley Webb went back into defence, and they had Tara Ackland come and fill in for them on the weekend. But a solid win by Wirrulla. They're still running with Emma Willis out at goal attack. I hear she had a great game. She's still shooting really well. And best players for Wirrulla were Alicia Perry and Eva Smucker, and best player for Blues was Hayley Clayton playing at goal defence, and I think she's probably got Blues best nearly every week, so she's having a great year even though they're not getting many wins on the board.
Hawks had the bye on the weekend, which means they're back in action tomorrow in a grand final rematch. But before we talk about that game, let's talk about what's happening at Penong. Western United Tigers are hosting Sejuna, and it is a very special day for the club. Tell us about it, Courtney.
Yeah, this weekend Westies celebrate their 50th year as the Western United Tigers. They're hosting Blues up at Penong. They've got a few things happening over the weekend. I know they've got a Sunday event up there, so it's all very exciting. I think that will give them, not that they probably need more ammunition, but they'll be definitely hunting for that win this weekend against Blues. I'm not really sure how both teams are lining up. I haven't spoken to either coach about this weekend, but predicting the same lineups. I think Blues will continue to run with Taylor Collins through the midcourt and Casey Grenfell in goalkeeper. She'll probably match up against Durrani Hofrichter, so that will be a really good match-up. Both tall, strong bodies, guaranteed to be a great contest. And then we'll see Chloe Ettridge match up against Hayley Clayton, both playing some really good netball. So, I think that will be some good matchups across the court. I don't think Blues will be able to stick with Westies for the duration of the game. I think Westies will come home comfortable winners.
All right, tips in for Westies there in a very big day for that club's history. And Is it a big celebration at night? Are they going to have old memorabilia and a bit of a walk down memory lane on display for those who hang around after the match?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I know they've got some guest speakers and auctions happening on the Sunday. Not too sure what's happening on the Saturday night. I know they've got dinner, like just normal teas, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be celebrating their rich history that they have across both football and netball.
All right, well, it will be a big weekend for Western United Tigers across footy and netball. And Courtney, we will get your wrap of that next week. But in the meantime, Hawks are hosting Wirrulla tomorrow. Big grand final rematch. They're fighting for second spot on the ladder, and Hawks have got the edge at the moment. Who do you think's winning this one tomorrow?
Yeah, this will be an interesting game. I think Hawks sort of were pulling away in the first half of the season, but Wirrulla just made a couple of changes to their team after Jazz Billing is no longer playing, and I think it's actually worked really well for them. Their defensive combo of Sarah Evans and Bella Heron is building really nicely. Hayley Webb running through the centre, and then to still have Emma up front and teaming up with Stacey Lee. Hawks, I'm thinking they'll still run with Tess Matthews in goalkeeper with Alana Cotton at goal defence. But yeah, this will be a really good matchup. If Wirrulla win, they'll go level points with Hawks. I think Hawks, unless it's a big win, should still stay second just based on a bit better percentage. But yeah, this will be a really interesting matchup. I'm not really sure who to tip. I think Wirrulla might get an upset.
All right, the tip for the Wirrulla upset is in. Last time they met back in round 5, it was the Hawks by just a single goal at Wirrulla, 48-47, so it should be another thriller tomorrow. 2 very good games on in Western Eyre Netball. Courtney, enjoy all the action. Good luck to everyone playing in the Western Eyre Netball Association. And Courtney, you're looking forward to getting your wrap-up of tomorrow's action next week.
Thanks, Dan. We'll chat then.